Hello and welcome to this how-to video. In this video you will learn how to configure the universal interface for communication between air conditioning units and BACnet MSTP or Modbus RTU networks with the help of our configuration software Intesis Maps. First of all, I'm gonna open up Intesis Maps. Here I need to create a new project, and important here is to select the right template. So I have to choose whether the BACnet or the Modbus template. I have here different ways to find the right template. Whether I look here in the whole list, I have also the possibility to use these filters, Modbus or BACnet filter, or I can type in the order code or the first few numbers of the order code. So we have these two templates. For this video I'm gonna select the BACnet server template. I click on that, it opens up. Okay, first thing we see here is that we have a project tree with building, apartment, rooms and devices. We can, for example, rename them, for example, base floor, or as you like, meeting rooms, and instead of device it could be, for example, a split unit. Let's call it split number 1. On the left side we see these three subsections. We were now in general. We have also BACnet server and infrared. Here we can configure the BACnet server side and do the gateway configuration on that side. You see here the device instance, which is predefined, as well as all other configurations. I'm not gonna change anything here. Let's move to the infrared side. On the infrared side we see the database status. We can update it. We need this for internet connection. It updates the data frames with our Intesis server. And then we have on the gateway configuration, we have auto learn to detect the frame which can be sent from the remote controller, or we can configure the remote controller manually. So I'm gonna click on the split 1 unit. This represents our first gateway, and I'm gonna select here. You see we have a lot of different AC manufacturers, and for these AC manufacturers, this is the database I just downloaded from the server, from the Intesis server. Here we have also different remote controllers, so you can choose the one you need. I'm gonna configure right now a generic one. Let's call it RCF1. This is one communication frame we have, and I let the temperature settings the scale on degrees Celsius. Another nice function here is that we can predefine the AC status after startup or after a device reset. We can enable it here with this checkbox, or disable. I'm gonna enable it, and here the setups we wanna have. So now I configured the first unit, the split unit, split 1, and this is very convenient. I can clone it. So let's clone this device. I have a second one which has the same name. I just need to rename it, and we will see on the BACnet server subsection that the service instance and the MAC address are sequentially numbered. So on the first we had the MAC address 0 and the device instance finishing on 0, and on the split 2 we have the device instance finishing on 1 and the MAC address finishing on 1. We can do this again and again as many times as we need for split 3, for split 4, and this is very convenient if you have several times the same split unit, or at least having the BACnet side pre-configured. So 3, 2, 1, 0, okay. And let's see what happened on the infrared side. On the infrared side, also all configuration and also the AC status after setup or device reset is also pre-configured. Here on the split unit 1 and the 2 is exactly the same. So this is very, very convenient. Same we can do for floors. I'm gonna clone a whole floor with the room. We can do also a clone of rooms, and if we wanna change something, for example this meeting room or this split unit 1 should be in the other meeting room, I can just drag and drop and put it somewhere else. Of course we can also delete meeting rooms, or we can also delete the units. I'm going to delete again this whole floor. Okay. Okay, now I have this set up for my project. 4 splits in 1 meeting room. Okay, let's move to the signals section. Here we see all signals we have in those 4 split devices, these gateways. Here is a summary of all them. We have also the possibility to show more columns, more options, as tags, states, COV, etc. And we can also export the data into an Excel sheet. On the commissioning window, we see a summary of all 4 devices, or as many as you have in your building, in your project. And here we see all references: the building, apartment, room, the name, gateway name, the device instance, and also the setup we defined, in this case manually, the AC manufacturer and the remote control. Here on the left hand side we see that we are not connected to any device. I'm gonna connect it. I go back to connection, and here I have connected one device on COM9 via mini USB. I connect this device, I go back to commissioning, and here the send buttons appear. So I'm now gonna send the configuration for the first split into my gateway. First thing the maps will ask me is that I need to go save my project. Okay, let's do this. I have here already a project which I'm gonna use for that, and you see the downloading starts and it notifies that it's complete. And very convenient here is that the serial number of my device appears. So this unique serial number is now assigned to this configuration. So let's see what happens if I wanna assign another configuration to this serial number. I'm gonna reconnect the same device I still have here, and I'm gonna say, okay, let's send the configuration of split 4 to this device. So a notification appears and it asks me if I want to overwrite this configuration. So, and that this configuration is associated to another physical device. Okay, I'm gonna override it. It downloads. It's not gonna ask me again about project saving because it's already saved. And okay, now the download is completed. And you see that the serial number now changed from the split 1 device to the split 4 device. Once the device is commissioned, we can do some diagnostics in order to check if everything is alright. This for I reconnect the device. We have connected the device number 4, so the split number 4. I go to diagnostics, and here we have several windows which shows us some different things about what's going on with the device. On the left side we have a device console. This has some basic information of the device. We can enter here some codes. This is mostly for troubleshooting. So if you get in touch with our technical team, they will certainly use this console for checking some information in the device. But you can also reset it remotely or ask for information of the device, you see. Then we have two protocol viewers, the BACnet server viewer and the infrared viewer. So the BMS side and the AC unit side, and here we have 3 checkboxes each. We can enable or disable commandos. We can enable or disable debug view function. What this does is it parses some part of the information, so to make it more visible and easy to read, and we can enable or disable the auto scroll. So you see there are already some commandos sending forth and back in our device. Remember, we are connected to device 4. This is device 1. I go down here in the signal viewer. Here we have all signals we have in our project, all objects, and these are the objects. And for example, if I have here a BACnet side, and I have again the infrared side, and if I want to change something on one side, let's say I change on the infrared side 1, this is a simulation, then clicking enter, it appears also on the BACnet side, so this communication works. Same in the other direction. If I send, for example, from the BACnet side a 0 on the on-off command object, it will be received on the infrared side. We have here also the refresh button to refresh all values of all our objects. We have here also the possibility to edit the columns, make them visible or invisible. And last but not least, we have here a small toolbox. The most important tool here is the lock function. This is, if you click on that, you're gonna create a folder with log files from all 4 different viewers. And this folder with the log files together with the project would be very helpful for the technical team if you have an issue and for troubleshooting. So they will certainly ask for it if you have any issues. So thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope it helped to show how to configure and work with this new device. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you for watching again. Bye bye.